Hello, what's up, and welcome back to another episode of A Needle in a Haystack, a behind-the-scenes account of a mucosal melanoma survivor. I'm Chris White, mucosal melanoma survivor, thriver, advocate, inspirational speaker, and self-published author of Killing Cancer with Tills. Real quick before we get started, just a little disclosure. I am not a medical expert. I am only an expert on my story and my experience. If you need any advice or medical attention, please seek out your care team. All right, what's up, and welcome to episode 15. It is March 2019. I had just went snowboarding, celebrated my 37th birthday, and I continued my Opdivo plus Yervoy or Ipinivo on March 11th, 311. So that was number 3 total, but number 1 as I'm resuming it again. To further continue, we had connected with my medical oncology team down in Houston. They said, you know what, that mass that is abutting up against your kidney, we're not going to do surgery on it, but what we do want to do is do radiation to it. So I needed to go back down to Houston and meet with the radiology team and go over what the game plan would be with them. And so here we go. Here's that appointment. This is on March 28th on 2019. Check it out. See you on the next one.
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Hi, Chris's mom, Kathy.
Pleasure to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, so you have an interesting case.
I do have an interesting case.
So you're going to be starting your nivolumab next week. Is that what I understand? Another round of immunotherapy?
Yeah, Monday.
Okay. So we kind of jumped the gun on everything. We were asked to weigh in, to talk about what radiation can do, and they're asking Dr. to kind of talk to you about what's essentially called the Varian trial, which is a utilization of radiation, where typical radiation is designed to kill tumors.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you hit it hard, you kill it.
Yeah.
What they've been finding out that if you have an immunotherapy, which is stimulating your immune system to respond, to work harder, it's basically telling everyone work harder. The problem with tumor cells is they develop this, what they call a stroma. It's like a force field. So these cells, where they're told to work harder, and they go around trying to find things. And this shield kind of prevents them from getting to the tumor.
Yeah.
Now, if you just hit it hard with radiation and you kill it, well, it's dead, but it also kills all the fighting force around it.
Right.
If, however, you do a low dose of radiation, you disrupt that stroma, that force field.
Okay.
And then the circulating T cells, which are a fighting force, actually can find it now.
Okay.
And then they can kill it. And in fact, what they found is if you do a high dose to one lesion, meaning not our major treatment dose, but something like in the middle,
Right.
and this dies and it releases the dead cancer cells, the immune system picks them up, develops kind of a better vaccine so they can better recognize it. So not only do I kill the areas that receive low dose, but then it can actually circulate and get the ones that were never treated.
Okay.
And so you have this win-win kind of situation. Sounds great. Looking at your scans though, you're kind of responding without treatment, and a lot of times with immunotherapy you get kind of this mixed response where some of the lesions shrink, some get a little bit bigger, and then they collapse down the line. And so when Dr. was looking at things, he's like, you know what, I'm not sure we should do treatment now, because one, the last scan was in February.
Yeah, I had
the 21st.
Yeah.
And at that time, things were looking good. You've received a number of doses since then. So we have a month in which we're not really sure what happened.
Man, my next scan's not until
Till
like
the
the 17th.
Yeah, and if we do treatment now, we might be treating something that's already responding. And a lot of times when we're like, well, I know what radiation will do to you. I know we can cause harm. If you're already improving, radiation didn't add any value. If, however, you're having something that changes, we can act right then. So I know we scheduled a simulation today because we're trying to be preemptive here,
Yeah.
but it might have been a little too soon, is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
He's just going to be coming in here shortly. He's finishing up with another consult and they'll be right in. But he's probably going to say, look, let's just see you after your next scan. tentatively plan a simulation at that time. We can always cancel it if we don't need it. If we need it, then we can proceed forward with a plan of doing radiation with the immunotherapy and try to kind of accelerate the response. Now, with the immunotherapy and the radiation, typically speaking, if we did radiation, it's about a 5-day course, Monday through Friday. You really wouldn't have much in the way of symptoms because it's such a low dose, it really wouldn't do anything to you. But what it does is it stimulates the immune system, as I said before, and in about 3 months is when you really notice improvement. So if you did a scan the next month,
see it.
you wouldn't see anything. In fact, you say, I just wasted my money because it's too soon. And we've had really good results where we've had excellent response, and it usually is about a 3-month mark out. There's not a lot of literature on this because this is more kind of experimental, hence why it's kind of a trial right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had about a 50% response rate. So people that respond, they respond. If you don't respond, you don't.
Right.
But you didn't burn any bridges either.
Okay.
Because of the amount of radiation. If you're going to ask, well, how much is the radiation? A treatment dose of radiation is around 30 grays. Gray is the unit of measurement, is how many joules of energy penetrate your tissue. And so so it's like I can't remember the exact amount, it's like 1 joule per milligram of tissue. And so that's what a gray is how we measure it. You get a certain amount of radiations, so you get like 100 centigrade flying over the Atlantic in a plane. So it's a minuscule amount.
Okay.
And so we're looking at 700 centigrade of radiation to stimulate your immune system.
Okay.
Questions?
Well, I mean, I was expecting to, you'd come in and be like, okay, we're gonna radiate. Let's go make your mold. Here's how often, because I did the previous radiation on my rectum, and that was like 5 treatments over 2.5 weeks.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I drove down individually for those each deal, and then it was post radiation where there were side effects, but it went away after like a week, and kind of knew what was going on or whatnot. But if that's all changing, or whatnot, so I'm not even sure. Like, it's like go home, I continue. Hey, what's up, Chris White? It's my mom. And then so Monday I do my immunotherapy. And then I just continue about whatever. We come back down here for scans, and then we meet y'all again? Or?
Yeah, and what we were trying to figure out a couple things with timing. What were you on beforehand, before these? Because you started in 19 with the IPI?
Well, it started back again, yeah. So, I mean, like, back towards the end of last year, I've said, okay, we're going to do your Opdivo Yervoy immunotherapy, and we did 2 rounds of those, and then we came in for scans, and then his eyes lit up like, oh shit, it's not working like I wanted to. Like, let's start you on some chemo. So I did 2 rounds of that. And then we came back and we did a 3rd round, I think. And then we did scans and stuff, and he was like, okay, it seems like it's responding. Let's start you back on immunotherapy. And then I got back into that. But he wanted to shrink all the stuff around my lungs and my liver, which is, showing to go down, but hence, like, he's like, you could see the worry on his face. He was like, oh crap, like, this isn't shrinking over here. He was talking about doing surgery, but he got with the surgeons on that and was like, no, that's definitely too risky, like, that's out of the question. We're going to look into radiation.
What were the 2 time points we were looking at? Was it January versus February?
Yeah.
February.
What went on? Because from those ones, it looked smaller. Is that when he added in the chemo?
She's got the calendar. I think so. I mean, I think I was still on one more round of that.
So,
whatnot. I mean,
so you were on you progressed. He added the chemo to be a bit more
yeah,
aggressive.
so like he, the immunotherapy seems to, constantly be showing up, like, resulting, like, after the fact. Like, I walked into my last, and like the PAs were like, oh crap, it's working because look how beautiful your eyelashes are. I got all this silver gray business going on in my face, you know what I'm saying? Or whatnot. And then I got this, I had this giant lymph node deal that was growing, and that's been shrinking rapidly.
Where was that at?
It's in my groin.
Okay.
I can show you all that if you want to look at it or whatever. But
can you see anything there now? Or
I mean, it's still there, but it's a lot smaller than it was. So I know, like, what the treatment is working. But, over the last, like, week or two, I mean, I don't know, maybe I sat funny, but I could feel a little something, like, right here,
Is there a lump or bump or just pain?
I can't feel any lumps or bumps.
Just pain.
Just a little bit of pain, and it's not consistent, and it's not all the time. It's just happened a couple of times. And I can't pinpoint what I'm doing treatment-wise, that's making things work or whatnot, I mean, like, I've done some CBD oil, I'm doing, I'm eating healthy, like, physically, like, I'm in great health, great shape.
When we pieced this together, in February, things actually were looking better than January. Like, the liver spot went down a lot. But then he started you on...
Back on the Opdivo Yervoy.
Which you had previously been progressing on.
Yeah.
Okay, so you probably hit it.
His the whole time he was like, and I think it's still to this day, like, that's like his go-to for me. He wants that to be... Right?
Yeah.
Or
So in January 14th, 15th, and 16th, he had chemo 3 days in a row. Originally said that he wanted him to do Keytruda along with the chemo, and so they inadvertently, the doctor up in Plano popped him on a Keytruda the following Monday on the 21st. It wasn't approved by insurance.
But she did it anyways.
Yeah, because she was like, oh, it should be approved. We're going to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't approved, so it was the only dose of Keytruda that he had, and it was right after 3 sessions of the chemo, and that was mid-January.
And right now you're getting CTLA-4 and PD-1.
That's just Opdivo Yervoy combo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every 3 weeks.
And the next one is Monday.
Next one is Monday.
And that'll be your second one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Second one recently.
And he had 2 rounds of chemo. I had a second round of chemo in February.
Let me touch base with Dr. Usually he sends them to me. We kind of have a system. And he sends them to me when they're progressing on the immuno. And you had this response, but I think the part I was missing is you progressed on it. He hit it hard with chemo, but he's very worried about it now, wants me to hit it now.
Yeah, he's real worried about this deal over here on my kidney.
The mass behind his kidney.
So
let's look at that
on the right side.
And that's the whole reason why I thought we were down here, because to surgically remove it, he thought it could be necrotic. And he said, it could have got, the medicine, everything could have worked except for that, it's surrounded by all this, tissue and everything, and like the body could just be reabsorbent. They don't know.
Point with one finger where it's at.
I mean, it's got to be somewhere around here. This is like when I'm talking, I can feel like a little bit of pain every once in a while.
Yeah.
And this only happened over the last like week or so, and it's maybe been like 3 times, and it's lasted like a couple of seconds. It's that I could have sat funny. I could have stretched funny. I ate something weird.
There, but it's below.
Yeah, it's below like the. It's down here somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like
below the bottom.
And I've gained like since last July. I mean, I've gained like 20+ pounds. So it's. I kind of got a belly now.
Oh.
Okay.
There it is.
What are we looking at, dude? That right there?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. So that's the one that's causing the pain. That's interesting.
And that's what I think he's worried about. But there's all these veins and all this stuff. That's why, like, surgically, like, it's too risky. And that's why he's thinking if he can radiate it.
He can hit it with radiation.
Then, he could get it down to a certain size to where, it'll either go away or maybe then surgery would be, less, like, dangerous.
This isn't
or something, you know what I mean?
Interesting case.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing, dude.
That's not what you want to hear, right?
Well, yeah, and I'm like, I keep hearing that. I'm not sure that's what I want to hear, dude, because it's like, I feel like a guinea pig. You know what I'm saying? But,
it's a good team. Dr. D really one of the best people in the world at this, and we do very interesting creative stuff.
People's skills are a little different, but
he's European.
Yeah,
you gotta cut him some slack.
I do. I mean, he's got nice shoes,
Yeah.
But, like.
But we push the envelope like this and do interesting things with them on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah.
So
I understand y'all link up every Wednesday for your clinicals. You talk about your interesting cases like me.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure my name comes up.
And
you know about Chris White, right? Yeah.
I'm actually a lung expert, lung cancer or anything in the lung.
Well, I was like, we're in thoracic, so I mean.
But I do all the immunoradiation for the institution. It's kind of my expertise, so that's why he sends me these unique ones. And we have a very unique discovery that we made with radiation, doing very low doses to pull in the immune cells, which we would likely be doing here in your case.
Talking about. So yeah, I mean, so say for example we were here today and like we're actually gonna make this mold and do it. It'd be one of those things where I'd come down and I'd be like at 5 days a week for low dosage.
1 week.
For 1 week, you know, and I'd stay a week.
Let me review with Audie really quick and just kind of touch base, and then I'll be right back. Okay?
Sure.
Do you want me to consent for the admin?
Hold on for just a minute.
on.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's post that.
All right.
So, but yeah, I mean, like I thought we were coming down. You know, I was gonna, you know, meet with y'all and then.
Well, yeah,
go to the
we're just
machine.
trying to make sure we're doing what's right.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I want to make sure you're doing the same thing, dude.
Yeah, and so and it's kind of question because the report was like, oh, there was one area of mixed response, but the rest was all improving. So then we're like,
So what do you do?
yeah, I mean, it's one thing to say, well, there's our target. The other one says our target's smaller.
I want it all gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just like, oh, this is all, you know,
Right.
going away and doing better. You know, like what I keep on hearing through different people. You know, like, you know, where it's at, like where I got, you know, it's like we're playing Wack-A-Mole. You kill it over here, it pops up over there. You're gonna chase it around. That's literally, I mean, I've come to accept that. You know what I'm saying? Kind
Yeah,
of
it's right.
sucks, but that's just, you know. So we're doing that. You know, if I ever get to the point, which I hope we do, to where you know I'm coming up like clear scan across the board. My biggest worry is then after that, you know, I don't get scans every 6 weeks. It becomes like, you know, every less, and then. You know, those in-between times, you know, it's like, you know, every 6 months you're coming up clear, and then one time I'll come up and they'll be like, nope, it's not clear no more, you know, and so it's like, okay, well, you know, if I have to, you know, pay extra money to get scans every 6 weeks for the rest of my life, then, you know, I'll freaking come up with the money.
Well,
you know, but like,
Yeah.
I don't, you know, if you have to hospitalize me for a month and like, you know, give me the red devil chemo or whatever the hell it's called, I've heard about that, you know what I'm saying, like, do it, I mean, like, I've responded better than anybody's ever expected on every level of treatment that they've tried to give me. Surgery, chemo. Like, I've never thrown up from anything. Like, I recover extremely well. I've gone to work every single day after all my chemo treatments, all my immunotherapy. Actually, my immunotherapy treatments make me feel freaking incredible. You know? Like, I just feel all wired as hell, like, after I'm done with those.
well, I mean,
You know? And the chemo, even though, like, it's an ass kicker, like, you know, I still go, you know, blow and go every day, dude, you know, because otherwise, like, you know, if I'm sitting around and I get still, like, then you get bored and stiff, and so I stay active and busy, and I at least have something to do every day.
well, yeah, I mean, our goal is to add this little on that will probably have a better control on everything and shrink everything.
Right.
That's our goal.
Well, that's what I was saying, like, is your goal just to shrink it, and then so do you have to bring in a surgeon and, like, remove it?
No.
Or is the goal just to, like, that, you know...
Melt it away.
Yeah, exactly.
Melt it away.
Okay.
And we've seen it respond very well. On the flip side, we've seen it where it didn't respond at all.
Yeah.
But melanoma tends to be very effective and a lot.
Yeah.
So that's our hope. So if we can do this, you know, what would typically happen is that we'd aim it after a certain few of them,
Right.
you know, cause them to shrink, then aim it at another location and cause them to shrink.
So if it's like this one spot over here and it's got like all this other kind of tissue surrounded by it, how do you? I know you go make the mold and you pinpoint it, but how do you pinpoint it if it's surrounded by other kind of?
So as the radiation beam comes in, you know,
I mean, is there a way that it can kind of hit like a prism and go around and then attack it, or I mean,
no, it's
is
a
it
straight
just
line.
straight at it?
Straight line, but the beams are microscopic in comparison to the total, so they stack on each other. When I shoot here, shoot here, shoot here, and so this area got all the dose. The rest of this area got much less. And there's a certain threshold that each organ can tolerate before injury happens.
Yeah.
And we try to keep it under those doses.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like push it to the threshold if you need to. Like, you know,
Well,
I'm not scared to try to. You know what I'm saying?
With the immunotherapy though, we're trying to stimulate your immune system so
Yeah.
that, you can hit it hard with radiation.
All right, we got to figure it out.
Okay.
So this is going to be your fourth cycle of Opdivo because you had
Yeah,
two.
because I had two originally
and
before I ever
chemo.
started chemo.
So I
Yeah.
was thinking it's giving fourth.
No,
I
yeah, it
thought
wasn't
this was one day.
consecutively.
You're here, so we can't mess around. We got to get going on this, and that's the one he wants me to knock out.
Yeah.
He's very afraid of that one,
Mhm.
as you articulated. So he doesn't want us to mess around. He wants that one hit hard.
Just the abdomen?
So we're gonna do that one with high dose, And then I'd like to do low dose on some of the ones in the lung to kind of push the immune response a little bit more.
Okay.
So let me pull that up and see which one I'd like to go after. Taking some of those spots in the lung. This is interesting as well. So you've got, this is the main one, I'm going to hit that hard.
Yeah.
You've got a little one there.
Right.
I'm going to get a little entrance from there. Andrew, look at that. It's going to be interesting. So I'll come on to that one. So this will be a week of treatment.
Okay.
And then at the same time, I want to do low dose to your lung, to some of those spots. And when do we have sim for, Andrew?
Today at 4.
Oh, great.
15 minutes.
Oh, good. We better get busy.
Yeah.
I need him consented to for the Varian trial. So we got to get Suja, but she can do it after sim.
Yeah.
Probably be the best. 'cause
Yeah.
She's not.
So are we gonna do the right side lung or?
Something with this Wi-Fi, it keeps knocking me out.
When you say right side, is it like you looking at me right side or like me right side? We're talking about this right here, right? Because
We always tap the patients right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got some spots in the lung on the right and the left. Let's just find the ones we want to do.
What did you say the name of the trial was?
The Varian.
It's called the Varian, and the hit center for me.
The right side, right upper. Go ahead.
looks like a ribeye, dude.
There were two good ones here. That one
And then that one.
and that one.
Get with those two.
You know, the other thing, they're a little bit far apart. There's a couple here together. You know, we can kind of hit a bunch of those.
So one ISO is the abdomen.
There's one there. There. I'm going to do all three. So I'm going to hit this one, and this one, which are kind of your biggest three in
Yeah.
the chest.
Okay.
And we'll hit those with low dose and really push the response on those ones for you, okay?
But you'll do a high dose on this.
Yes.
High dose on this, low dose on
And that
this.
actually works together because the high dose kills it and makes it a bit of a vaccine. It
Right.
will die in your body. It'll open up, activate the immune cells, and those activated immune cells will then go to the top of the chest.
When immunotherapy will then attack it.
The immunotherapy, you're on two of them, and they both work a little differently. One
Yeah.
of them helps expand out the T cells, and the other one helps from getting tired. So this is the best combination. In mice, we've tried this high and low with all the different drugs, and the two you're on are the best combination.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
How soon would you want to start?
So we're
Yeah, if I mean, I'm still doing my immunotherapy treatment on Monday, right?
yeah. I want all that going.
And then if you want to do a solid week, would we just start on a Monday and go
Yep.
Monday through
Yeah.
Friday? So like
So
what,
we'll
the
start
following
on
Monday
the
or?
8th.
Okay.
The 8th. We'll start both of them. Okay.
And then each session, how long is each session?
And
dude?
remember, you've never had radiation in the
No, I
past?
have, but
20
it was on my
minutes.
rectum.
20 minutes.
Okay, and most of the time was spent setting me up.
Yeah.
Laying
You
down.
know, like, set me up and get me in the deal.
Yeah, well, yeah,
First
yes.
time was the longest time, and afterwards, because I had a mold, and that I would get in there, and it took longer to, de-dress and
Yeah,
go sit
yeah.
down at the deal than by the time I sat in the thing, they played some music.
For
I
sure.
heard, one song, maybe another half of another song,
Pretty much what
and then it was like, okay, you're done.
Yeah.
And then I didn't
concept.
feel any side effects until I was completely done, the 2.5 weeks afterwards.
No, you won't have that real maybe fatigue.
Okay.
That's
But, it
what-
was like a sunburn.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like. But
And-
it was on my rectum, so you can imagine, dude.
And
Yeah.
how
No, not
many?
that.
Okay.
How many weeks of radiation was that?
That was 5 sessions over 2.5 weeks, so it went Thursday, Monday, Thursday, and I was done. So it was literally like 2 weeks.
They did 6th grade times 5, and they did every other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, that was, and since then, because that was the original source. I thought I had a hemorrhoid for 6 months, and I didn't even I was like, everybody gets hemorrhoids. But then I had this deal that grew in my groin, and I was like, well, that's not normal. So I went in to see the doc. He gave me some antibiotics, 2 different rounds, and nothing happened. So he had me go see a general surgeon. This general surgeon thought I had a femoral hernia, and then he was like, it could be, it could not be, but we're gonna operate anyways. And when he operated, he was like, no, I mean, it was a lymph node, but it had died and everything. So they removed it and sent it to pathology, and that's how all this started. But
I'm gonna start you a little bit different too. I'm gonna start this on the 4th, okay, which is Thursday, because I actually want the break over the weekend.
okay,
Because
so it'd be like
60
Thursday,
times
Friday,
five is a little
then
intense
Monday,
with the
Tuesday,
bell.
Wednesday.
Exactly. Yep. So we're gonna shoot. I think
So-
with tier we're okay to
Okay.
start then.
So we started it on the all right. So next Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday,
So I'm
Friday,
gonna
and
shoot for. I'm 90% sure I can with insurance and everything.
Yeah.
But I actually want the break over the weekend
No,
because
that's
I'm
fine.
hitting this area pretty hard, and it's kind of nice to do 2 hard sessions, give you a little break, get that priming and all that going, and then come back and
do
hit
it
a little
again.
bit more.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
I'm
we're
gonna have you
start
sign this
April 4th.
consent so we can send you on down, because those people
They're
are,
waiting for me.
yeah, they don't wait.
No, I understand. I understand, man. Ready?
Yeah.
All the questions, do we get answered?
Yes, you're very thorough. Thank
Okay.
you. It's a lot of information.
Yeah.
But
Let me get a
with
folder
regards
for
to
you,
how it works
parking
and why you
screen.
want to do
Yeah, I
it,
know
the
this
way you're
spot's
doing
at.
it.
Oh,
made-
Same scenario,
made
same
Yeah,
place
okay.
down there.
So-
That way.
And we
Yeah.
have a lot of papers on this. You
Okay.
can Google
Yeah.
my name and
Yeah.
radiation, and you
Okay.
can read some of the
Check in
papers.
there.
The ones
Okay,
with
cool.
the low dose
Yeah.
are not in press yet. We're submitting them right now, but you can
Really
read how it works with the
fastest,
high dose.
quickest.
Okay.
That's what we did for the last 5 years.
I
The low
remember
dose is
ever
the
having
next
to do
big
up
chunk.
here.
Okay, so
So
you've been doing
parking
this
was-
particular thing for about.
The
That,
low
yeah,
dose I've been
they're
doing it
like
about
that.
18 months.
Okay.
Like, it was
And
beautiful,
we've done
to
it
be honest.
prospectively on 40 patients, and it's worked in like 75%.
That's great.
It's going throughout the country now
That's
at
great.
350 centers, only for lung cancer, immunoresistant lung cancer. So it'll go throughout the country. So we've done enough of it. We feel confident to take
Where
it
is
throughout the
where is
country.
the sim at the
That's
same
great.
place?
Yeah,
So
first
kinda
floor G
interesting.
elevator.
Exactly like
First
my
floor
older
G
brother.
elevator.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's 1 year older than me. You guys are spitting image, I
Funny.
swear. Yeah.
Mom, first floor G elevator.
First floor G elevator.
That's
Okay.
where we gotta
Got
go
it.
for
I
the
think
sim.
we're done here, right?
Okay.
I'll walk them down there.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna put in the
They
sim
said
order.
that you wanted to be there for it. To make
Yeah.
sure they hit the right target, right?
Yep, exactly. So that's
Come
great.
in.
Me? No, I'm gonna actually put all the orders right now.
All right, appreciate it,
So
bro.
that's what I'm gonna do right now.
Thank you.
We've been in
Absolutely.
contact with Suja.
I have not contacted Suji yet, so,
I'll go down there. I'll call her and get her.
okay.
There's one more consent you have to do to allow me to do the low dose.
That's fine. Do I sign it
We'll
here? or
do
down
it.
there?
Yeah, I gotta
Down
find
there?
the person.
No, okay.
We'll do it after. The plan session.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
cool.
Okay. Good. You got everyone. There's no further entourage out front.
No.
Just me today.
Okay, good.
I, pick and choose what entourage comes in with. So,
And where are you guys coming from again?
up in Dallas, Plano,
Oh, Dallas.
or
McKinney.
McKinney,
Gotcha.
Collin County, whatever.
So how long you?